The following is a paid presentation for Your Wish is Your Command.
The best-selling book, The Secret and the Law of Attraction, has become an international phenomenon. But can you really think your way to happiness? A new car and riches? I don't know. I'm Julie Lancaster, and my guest is #1 New York Times best-selling author Kevin Trudeau. His newest book is Your Wish is Your Command: How to Manifest Your Desires. And we'll find out if you can indeed think your way to happiness and success. It's such a fascinating subject. I love this.
Well, thanks very much.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Glad to be here.
You know, most people know you as a consumer advocate, health advocate, whistleblower, best-selling author, controversial radio talk show host now. You have founded over 60 corporations, including the Golf Channel in the UK, 3 TV networks. You have a global business empire. Your success is unprecedented. So what is the truth about the law of attraction for you?
Well, you know, a lot of people, as you mentioned, know me as author these days. Natural Cures, they don't want you to know about, was #1 on the New York Times bestseller list 26 weeks in a row. My books have actually sold close to 50 million copies around the world. And I founded 3 television networks in the UK. The Golf Channel was one of them. I had over 60 corporations or entities around the world, and they've generated around $3 billion in business. So for years, people have always asked me, will you write a book on how to be successful? Because you have.
Right.
And why haven't you? And I always explain to them, if you look at all the books that have been written on the law of attraction, or how to be successful, or how to create this wonderful life, with all due respect, they're written by people who never made any money and have never succeeded. The only money they've ever made was by selling books on how to be successful.
Interesting.
So they never really made any money. They never did anything. And they really didn't have these great successful lives. There's one guru who's been divorced 3 times, I think. You know, he has kids out of wedlock, and he's talking about how to be a great relationship expert. You know, Barbara DeAngelis was a relationship expert, John Gray, and I think both of those relationship experts were married at one point and got divorced. So maybe they learned something from their bad experience. I don't know. But I decided to put together some information on how to be successful, how to use the law of attraction, because there is a missing secret in Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. There's a missing element to The Secret, which describes the law of attraction. I've used it. I've generated $3 billion in business over the years. Friends of mine who have done even much more than that all use a very simplistically designed method to virtually turn your brain into a transmitter and receiver of frequency, and can virtually allow you to create in your life whatever you want.
Now, what about all the people that try The Secret and think that they can think their way into a new car and it doesn't work, or they think they can get more money and it doesn't work?
That's the problem with it. When you read the book like The Secret, which is a great book,
or
many of these other ones, if you apply what is said, 95% of the people fail.
Why is that?
Well, if you go back to the original book that was based on by Napoleon Hill. Now, Napoleon Hill, at the turn of the century, was hired by the richest man in the world, Andrew Carnegie.
Oh, really?
He was the richest man in the world, and Andrew Carnegie said to Napoleon Hill, I want you to study the richest people on planet Earth for the next 20 years, and then write a book about it. Now, all these people were involved in secret societies, by the way, including Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Firestone. At the time, all the rich people, J.P. Morgan, the banker, were all involved in various secret societies, and they had virtual secret knowledge on how to use the law of attraction, which was kept secret from the masses. Carnegie secretly hired Napoleon Hill. He was the first breakaway, and he wanted the average person to know this information. So Napoleon Hill first wrote about it in a book called The Law of Success in 16 Lessons. Henry Ford got crazy that Carnegie allowed these secrets to be revealed. He got the book squashed, and all the real secret information edited out. And then even that book was crunched down to Think and Grow Rich, and that was edited. So people read it. Some people became successful, but very small. The majority never figured out the missing elements.
Because the meat's gone,
Correct.
right?
Now, I was inducted into an organization called the Brotherhood back in the 70s. And I actually left that organization in 1999.
Was the Brotherhood similar to what you're talking about?
Correct. And I learned secret information. So what I did was a couple years ago in the Alps in Europe. I invited a few people to come in for a 2-day live event where I would teach them the secrets that I had learned and that allowed me to make virtually billions of dollars. I mean, I don't have an education. I almost flunked out of high school. I never went to college. My dad was a welder. We didn't come from the right side of the tracks. I never had any funding, no credit, no venture capital, but I learned secrets from this organization and I applied it, and it made me millions of dollars before I was 18. And I applied it and made billions over the next few years. So in the Alps, for 2 days, I taught this small group of people. Now, they paid $10,000 per person for 2 days to come to learn the secret behind the secret, or the missing key.
Did you select these people?
No, I invited people, and they said yes or no.
Okay.
So they came, and I recorded this information on a CD series, and that's what this is called, Your Wish is Your Command, How to Manifest Your Desires.
I love the title.
But let me tell you what happened. The people that came in generally were familiar with the law of attraction and the secret, but none of them had any success, as you'd mentioned, because there's a missing element.
And what is that? Can
Well,
you
that's
say?
what's on. No, I
It's a
can't.
secret.
That's the secret. So what happened was these folks came in, and some of the results were absolutely outstanding. Over the years, I actually taught this to people. One person went from living, he was bankrupt, living in his mother-in-law's house, to making over $1 million cash in the bank in the next 12 months by applying one of these techniques.
It sounds impossible.
No,
It
sounds that way. But when you look at person after person after person after person after person after person, and who is very successful, they are applying this either knowingly or by accident. Those who apply it by accident usually stop applying it, and those are the ones who make a lot of money and then it all goes away.
And does it have to do with our thinking?
It has to do with your thinking, and I'm going to explain that in just a moment. Now, this is the actual series, folks. It's a 14 CD series. If you can see all the CDs in here. It's called Your Wish is Your Command, How to Manifest Your Desires. And part 2 is how anyone can make millions, the money-making secrets they don't want you to know about. This is the first time I've ever put this type of material out because, again, the people out there selling things on how to make money or how to manifest your desires have never done it in their life. And the only thing they do is they sell stuff on how to make money. They write a book. They're broke, living in a one-bedroom apartment. They write a book on how to create and manifest your dreams. Well, why haven't you done it first? So I did it first. You know, I launched television network, 60
And you were
companies.
inspired because of your passion for your health scare, and then you found natural cures, and that was the beginning, right?
That was one of the, actually,
Okay.
no, my beginning goes back to 1989 with Mega Memory. When I went on television and I founded the American Memory Institute, and even before that, back in 1975, when I co-wrote the Ginsu knife ad with a guy named Arthur Schiff. And
I think I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, so my background goes back to the 70s.
Am I dating myself? I may be.
With direct mail. But so this program virtually teaches people what Albert Einstein and Thomas Edison discovered. And they discovered, and people in the secret societies knew, that the brain is actually a transmitter and receiver of frequency.
I believe that.
Now, this is not open for debate anymore because there is technology. I was on the plane flying in from Chicago, and in Sky Mall, there's a game. You hook this up to your head, and with your thoughts, you can move a ball on a game board. So it's no longer out of the science fiction. It's now proven, even though Edison and Einstein knew about it, your brain transmits and receives frequency.
So we need to be able to receive it, right?
Well, no, we need to know what to transmit.
Okay.
So what the training is, it trains the brain how to transmit the right frequency. So if you want a new car, if you want a better job, if you want to make more money, if you want to be happier, if you want to lose weight, if you want better health, if you want to be lucky, if you want to have a different home, if you want a better relationship with your kids, or you want a lover in your life, whatever you want in your life, if you look at your life and saying, there are things in my life I don't like, I want to change them, what is it that you'd change it to? So once you establish that, what this training does, your wish is now your command. What is it that you wish? I teach you how to command your wish and turn it into reality. Some people say it sounds too